The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog picking up new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you use promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guys. Me, really rough, villain rough. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. I mean, I'm just here to tell you, one, the Miami Heat are inevitable. It literally inevitable. Whatever it takes to get done, the Miami Heat get it done. 7.5-point home dogs. Nobody cares. And then for everybody to know that the Clippers clipped yet again, as they always do, and we talked about it. Shout out to those if you cash two legs of the round robin. The Utah Jazz. Almost 3 for 3 on the round robin, Lonte. We had Heat, we had Hawks, we had Jazz. And I'm telling you, if the Jazz just held on. They covered though 4-0 ATS at home. Shout out to the Utah Jazz. There were some that said I was crazy. They might have been partially right. We got the nerd Lonte Smith with us here on a Tuesday. Had a good day yesterday, Lonte. We cashed 2 of the 3 legs of the money line round robin. We got the underdog lineup. I didn't cash my lock or my dog. Missed a lock by a hook. Desmond Bain with the killer dagger 3 at the end of the game. I had Portland plus 2.5 as the lock, and the dog, I took them. Utah Jazz. Crazy. The one leg of the money line round robin that I took as my dog did not hit the other 2. Crazy. Lonte, what's going on?
Not much, man. It's good action last night, man. 2 overtime games, a Wemby takeover. Really good day of basketball. Hopefully, we can get that through. Um,
Yeah, I mean it was some great hoops. I found myself at the Lakers Hornets game last night watching Luka just put on an absolute masterclass and what felt like a very, very easy 38 points for him. Like, felt very easy, although hilarious to see Luca when the cameras are not on him and just how, like, he looks like he ran miles. Like, he's deviled over, like, breathing, huffing, and puffing. And then he gets the ball and he looks like Luca. Like, it's crazy. It's hilarious. I'm not sure what to make of Luca's conditioning right now. I'm not going to lie. But he's amazing. He's going to continue to be amazing. All right, let's get into it. It was a lot of good games yesterday. The Pistons went to war with the Wizards. Uh, the Spurs and the Bulls were going back and forth. The Spurs ended up getting out of that. The Bucks game was real close. It was a lot of good games. Like a lot of good games on yesterday. Good day of hoops. All right. By the way, make sure you go check out some more good hoops, not only here in the association, but also in college basketball. College Experience is tipping off. They have college basketball games going on every single day. So go check out College Experience and hear them break down the college basketball slate. What about Con Knuckle for Rookie of the Year? Hey, yeah, no. So I was at that game and I was literally talking to my homeboy and I was like, hey, Con almost has a triple double. Nobody's talking about it. But like Con somehow he had 8 assists, and we were like, oh, he might get there. Fell assist short, but Con Knuckle, pretty solid. Uh, let's see here, Lonte. What's the first game we got on the docket? Let's go to Brooklyn, where the Toronto Raptors are coming to town to play the Brooklyn Nets. Nets are catching 10.5 points at home. 232.5 is the total injury report for these two teams. And we've got For the Toronto Raptors. Oh, whoa, where'd she go? There we go. Gotcha. All right. Oh, look at all the Nico. Look at all the Nico. Okay, I guess we can go ahead and break that news too. The Dallas Mavericks officially fired Nico Harrison. Do you think the Luka trade had anything to do with Lonte?
Well, if it didn't, they got bigger problems.
Like, what part was it? Was it trading Luka? Was it getting Anthony Davis, who I think they said only played in like 14 of 42 games, possible games for them so far? Or is it just the fact that the rest of the team actually looks like shit?
It's probably a combo of all of those on top of defense winning championships, and you're not defending anything right now. You're on pace to be one of the most historically bad offenses in modern history. So, yeah, I mean, all of those things kind of probably compiled against one another, and you know, that's the straw that broke the camel's back.
All right. Let's see. We've got Dayron Sharp, questionable. Cam Thomas, how Hayward Highsmith out. Well, I mean, are you 10 and a half? 10 and a half is insane for Toronto. I just want to say. I think that's a crazy line to be laying with Toronto. But with that being said, Lonte, is there anything that can get you to bet the Brooklyn Nets right now?
That's a good question. I think 10.5 is probably the right number. I would not lay 10.5 with Toronto. I know they've got Pirtle back, who it doesn't seem like a big deal, but him protecting the paint and just having some type of interior presence really helps out, those wings, and especially on screens and different things like that. But I mean, Brooklyn's winless at home. They're 30th in rebounding. I mean, Toronto's not far off. They're 25th in rebounding. So I just don't think that the Brooklyn has the firepower to compete. But I can't lay this number. If I had to, it would just be I would take the points. I don't think, or maybe early, because Brooklyn will compete early on in first quarter, first halves, and then you kind of get away from them. But I could only look at Brooklyn first quarter, first half. I can't do anything with the side on either side.
Hmm. So the Raptors have picked it up. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. They've covered 4 of their last 5 games. The Nets have done the exact opposite. They have not covered 4 of their last 5 games. And the Raptors have found a way to play better defense. Despite some questionable teams, there are some good moments in there. But 10 and a half? That doesn't feel right. I guess the numbers kind of support. Yeah, maybe you can look that way, but like that just doesn't feel right. Trusting Toronto with that many points. Now, this Brooklyn team is absolutely horrible. I think if I could do anything with Toronto, it'd be take the team total over and say both of these two teams go out there. They run. Toronto runs a fast pace, wants to pick up the pace, especially on the road, and you have a team total for Toronto at 121 and a half. Like, come on, it's the Brooklyn Nets. I trust the Brooklyn Nets to give up north of 120 any given night here. They've given up over 121 and a half in 4 of their last 5 games. The lowly Indiana Pacers in that loss where they scored 103, but you've got 129 to Philly, 125 Minnesota, 125 to Detroit, 134 to the Knicks, and the Knicks have been inefficient. So I think that's the only way I could look at this one. Toronto team total over for me. Gun to my head. 10 and a half with Toronto just sounds horrible. This is probably the weird game that the Nets cover. Give me the Nets plus 10 and a half, but I'll take that Toronto team total over. Anything Anything else in this one, Lonte? You said you like the over.
Over or nothing. I mean, similar to what you just broke down, thinking that Toronto will be able to score some points, especially with the Nets defense. So if they can get north of 120 ish, I think that'll be fine. The Nets should be able to score a little bit. I mean, Toronto's defense is not a world beater, so if you can get Toronto to 125 ish, I think you got a shot at it.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Next game up. Let's talk about my New York Knicks. New York Knickerbockers going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. Knicks laying 9.5. I feel like I saw 10.5 at one point. Am I tripping? I might be tripping. Yeah, I did. Scott's got one right here. So it was definitely 10.5 at one point. 231.5 is the total. That is dropping. Injury report. We've got Mitchell Robinson as a questionable tag for this game. Ty Jerome, Scottie Pippen Jr., Brandon Clark, Zach Edey all out. That actually might be one of the more healthier injury reports for the Memphis Grizzlies, believe it or not. Lonte, what we like here?
Yeah, I can't bet Memphis. It would be New York or nothing for me. They're undefeated at home. I just don't think that this Grizzlies team is just. I don't think they're quite right. The only good thing they have going for them is Cedric Coward, who's another guy for Rookie of the Year that I know the chat was talking about. But Cedric Coward is a guy who, for sure, should be at the top of that list. I mean, he plays both ways. But the team as a whole, just not good. They don't match up well with what the Knicks want to do. I know the Knicks are kind of going through that phase of learning Mike Brown offense and getting acclimated with different roles, especially Cat. I mean, Brunson's been fine. I mean, Brunson can play in any system. I feel like Cat is the guy that's having the most difficult time adjusting, kind of to the speed, and they're playing at. They want to play at a faster pace, is what Mike Brown said, but right now they're still 26 in pace. So Memphis defense not good, especially on the perimeter. They can't make shots. They're 26 in field goal percentage, 22nd in 3-point percentage. So I don't know how they score with the Knicks. Multiple defenders to throw at Ja. You got OG. You can throw some Deuce McBride on them as well. I think the Knicks might bury him here. I know Ja in a big game in the Garden. Players want to show up and play their best, but I mean he just doesn't have it right now. And I'll take the Knicks to cover at home.
Random fact, just wanted to point out, Scottie Pippen Jr. had a birthday yesterday. I know we didn't get the perfect birthday day on scenario, but just throwing that out there. I am not optimistic about this Knicks. I will say that. I do not like what the Knicks have on paper right now. As a Knicks fan, I don't. However, I must say, I think it is actually impossible to bet Memphis right now while Ja's literally tanking the team. Like, I don't think there's no cohesion in this team at all whatsoever, and they look horrible most nights. Like, actually unbettable most nights. And I don't know if that's going to come down to they're going to have to make a personnel change, a coaching change, but it just doesn't feel like this Memphis team has any type of unity at all anymore on the court, and they kind of just let things kind of drift away. The lonely win that they did get was against who? The Dallas Mavericks. What did the Dallas Mavericks just do? Fired Nico because of how bad that team is right now. So I really can't get down on this Memphis team at all whatsoever. Like, the numbers don't look good. 3-8 ATS on the year, 1-4 in the last 5 games. They're struggling in basically every aspect. Can't score the basketball, can't defend well. They run that blistering fast pace, but yet they're giving up some of the most fast break points in the league. I can't get behind this Memphis team. Give me the Knicks. Laid a big number. Didn't think that we would both be on the same side here, but super chalk. All right. What's next? Before we get to the next game, Gotta talk to the people about mybookie.ag, your place to bet on NFL. College basketball is rolling. Like, really go check out the college basketball experience. And if you're a night owl and you just need something to listen to while maybe you work night shift, maybe you just need something to get through the nights and your time. Literally, those guys are going until like 5 a.m. It's insane. Insane. If you're up at like 1 a.m. East Coast time, any given night, I'm almost positive the college experience is going. So make sure you go check them out. Make sure you go bet on college basketball over there at mybookie.ag, bet on the NBA, mybookie.ag. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, get lightning fast payouts, use some cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Hey, that's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market, also available in 35 plus states. So your state is probably supported. Make sure you go look and check it out. Novig, you're getting the best prices on the market. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend just $5 when you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. All right. Lonte's dropping props in the chat. Chat is hype. Chat's got a lot going on. There's a lot of props going on in the chat right now. Make sure you go check out the chat, youtube.com/NBA Gaming Podcast. All right. Let's get down on the next game. We got the Golden State Warriors. Lonte on the road going to play the defending champions, Oklahoma City Thunder, 10-1 on the season at that, too. Thunder laying 7.5, 228.5 is the total injury report. And we've got for the Golden State Warriors, Al Horford is questionable. D'Anthony Melton out. We've got Lou Dort out. J Dub out. Aaron Wiggins out. Kenrich Williams out. All right. Warriors. Catch a 7.5 on the road here.
Yeah, I like the. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Is that too much? Is it not? What's going on?
Yeah, I like the Warriors. To be honest, because Steph's back, Jimmy's back, Draymond is being Draymond, and
I mean, if
whenever
Steph's back, Draymond's going to play his best ball. He only likes playing with Steph.
Yeah, 100%. So I believe that the Thunder have not had a dominant like home performance against a quality team this year. I know they struggled early on. Well, not I wouldn't say struggled, but they kind of held on early on against the Rockets, and then they had another overtime game following that. But they haven't really played up to par at home. It's just that, ironically, I find this ironic that the Thunder possess something that the Warriors had in those years with KD. Like, they have one quarter where they just absolutely suffocate you. Like, and just nothing. It's nothing you can do.
They was doing it last year.
Warriors,
yep.
Yeah, the Warriors had that ability. Most of the time, it was the third quarter. Like, if they got off to a bad start, or they kind of blitzed teams early, and it was over before it got started, kind of. So the Thunder, like, I think to the Memphis game, when we just talked about Memphis, like Memphis was up, I think like 16 or 17, and they just got pummeled in the second half on the road. Like, so what the Thunder are doing without an all NBA, all defensive team type of player, like Lou Dort out of the lineup as well. Like, just so many moving parts. So credit to them for what they have done. And I mean, granted, they could probably win this game, but I think the Warriors will come in with a good game plan. Steph being back obviously helps them in that case. So I'm going to take the large number. I think it probably should be closer to maybe like 4.5.
Okay, I feel very split on this game because I have two pretty good angles, and shout out to Tomorrow in the chat giving out another really good angle in this game. Since 2023, the Warriors are 24-9 ATS on the first leg of a back-to-back. Pretty good stat there, 24-9. So this is, I think that the Warriors have shown through 11 games a very good way of how their season is probably going to go for their foreseeable future. The Warriors are 2-8-1 in ATS in the first half this season. 2-8-1. They are starting games very, very slow. they end up coming back to win those games or find themselves competitive in those games, seeing how they're 6-5 straight up in ATS for the rest of the season. So they kind of play that third quarter and they play catch up from behind and get back in the game, but they're really, really slow starting throughout the season. The Oklahoma City Thunder are 7-4 ATS in the first half. Uh, so the Thunder been really, really solid in starting the games. They've been really solid, over the course of the season. They haven't been great. It hasn't been OKC like we remember because they're 10-1, but only 6-5 ATS. So it hasn't been dominant, against the number as they have been in the past, but they played solid ball. So I do like OKC in the first half. That number, I want to continue to fade the Warriors in that stat. That number is 4.5. Laying 4.5. I will lay 4.5 with OKC in the first half, and then I guess I just gotta hope on a Warriors third quarter because I'm with you. I do like the Warriors. I think that they're getting healthy. This is a really solid Warriors team, and they have good Steve Kerr right now. Not Steve Kerr that's tanking the team and acting like he doesn't want to coach anymore. They actually have Steve Kerr that's really locked in and getting them good defensive sets, getting the best players out there on the court and sharing the minutes well. So I expect to see the Warriors offense pick back up, be able to score a lot more defensively. I think they're solid. And again, no J Dub in this game. You've got no Aaron Wiggins in this game, no Lou Dort. No Lou Dort is big. Like no Lou Dort is big. So some defensive pieces, some additional scoring missing for OKC. I think 7.5 is a lot. I agree with you. So really, really crossing a tight line here, Lonte. But I do like the OKC first half angle. But I do like the Warriors to come back and make the game competitive. I like plus 7.5 with you. Total, total. How do you feel? I'm leaning over with Dort out. I still think the Jada, Aaron Wiggins, I think those are some defensive pieces missing there. And I think OKC will find ways to be able to score their own. So maybe a Warriors team total over, but I like the over for the game so far.
Yeah, I like under. I think it's kind of correlated, but again, both of these teams like to play defense. I mean, I know
Mm-hmm.
their stars kind of score the ball at a high clip, but what it comes down to is Kerr's always had good defensive teams, especially with Jimmy coming in. It allows Draymond to be more of a roamer, so he doesn't have to take a lot of the responsibilities for guarding the best player. So that's kind of boosted their defense from what they had previously without Jimmy being there, and that's something that I've been tracking since he's gotten there. And the Thunder, I mean, regardless of who's on the floor, they're going to play defense. I mean, Queso, Caruso, like all of these guys are going to play solid defense, and they're going to have a quarter where where teams just don't score. We're just going to be 15 or less point scored, to be honest. I mean, that's just what they've been doing all year and even since last year. So I would go under. I think the pace will be a little bit slowed down, especially on the Thunder side, with all those bodies being out. I mean, granted, they got the guys to match it, but I think pace will be down, lower possession game. So I would go under.
Yeah, the pace should be a slower pace, both of these two teams towards the bottom 10 in terms of pace in the league. Yeah, I think I'm still. I don't know. I think they're still going to get really good quality looks at the basket. It's going to be an offensive fest here. Warriors on the road have been 5-1 to the over, and we've got OKC as a home at home 3-1 to the over. So hopefully we get some of them. The rim is just a little bit bigger there because I kind of really feel good about that over. I think that we could see a higher quality shot making here, especially with Steph and Jimmy back in the lineup and really, really putting pressure on the OKC defense. All right, what's next? Boston. Yup. We got the Boston Celtics on the road going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Double yuck. At 231.5 is the total in this one. Injury report. We've got Sam Hauser, probable Jason Tatum. Why are you on the injury report? Paul George. Well, at this point, why are you on the injury report too, Paul George? Again, crazy to believe that there's an entire generation of Gen Z that thinks Paul George is the GOAT. Paul George is out. Dominic Barlow out. Well, okay, so Boston just went 1-1 with Orlando for whatever that's worth. Still not a good gauge on that Orlando team right now. And then, I mean, valiant effort against the Pistons. Pistons, I think, are a pretty good squad. 76ers beat Toronto, lost to Cleveland, lost to the Bulls, beat the Nets. I don't think I really. I mean, it seems like these two teams are just kind of hanging around middle, like hanging around, beating the bad teams, maybe not looking great against the best teams, but now they're colliding here, and the books really don't know what to do. This is 1.5. I think it opened up 2.5, 3.5 Philly. Now it's down to 1.5. Looks like it's going towards Boston. Lonte, what do you like here?
Yeah, I love the Sixers here. Both of these teams, they saw this is the third time they've seen each other. That's rare in such a short sample size. They
Is
split
it
the first.
really all already?
Yeah,
It
yeah, they
is.
yeah they split the first two games. Both
Oh,
each team won by 1 point. Really competitive game. I mean, JB and Derek White 25 each in the first meeting, and Jalen Brown had 32 in the second meeting. But the thing that I like about Philly is their backcourt is just too athletic. They're too good with Maxey, VJ. If you throw in McCain, who didn't play last game, throw in Grimes off the bench. I don't think Boston has the guard depth to kind of contend with what Philly wants to do. I mean, Maxey and VJ had 74 points in the first meeting. Embiid only had 4 and 6 in 20 minutes, and they've kind of ramped up his minutes a little bit. So we can expect to see a little bit more balanced effort, kind of like what we saw in Game 2 for Philly. They had 5 guys in double figures, and I think that's what we'll see tonight as well. I like Philly. Embiid should be a little bit more like implemented in the game plan, especially with Boston's lack of interior depth. So I look for them to maybe to slow down the pace just a tad bit, and feed the ball to Joel so he can get going, and also just slow the game down. Which I think Boston, they want to play at a slower pace. Their pace I think is middle of the pack or towards the back end, maybe like 24th, 25th the last I checked. So I like Philly in this game. I think it's properly priced, but I just think Philly is the better team right now at home.
okay. Pop quiz for you. 10 games the 76ers that played. Do you know what the 76ers are ATS?
Uh, Pretty good. I would say 7-3.
Dog. 8-1-1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're good. They're good.
What?
Yeah, they're good.
They've only lost one game against the Spurs. Wow. And the one game was this Boston team. Pretty sure. No, they covered that game too because they were getting 1.5. So they covered the Boston game the last time too because they were getting 1.5. They lost by 1. Oh man, wow, interesting there. But all right, so I think I'm with you on the guard play, and I just don't know if they have what it takes to be able to slow down VJ and Tyrese Maxey in the backcourt, both of them, and then add in Jared McCain in the 20 minutes that he's probably going to get in this game. Like I think that that's going to put a lot of additional pressure. And if Joel Embiid is just not a pumpkin, like if he decides, hey, I'm feeling good today, and we actually need like one person to commit themselves to being on Joel Embiid watch and just going around, traveling around with them, watching the shoot around pregame, letting us know, hey, does he look like he's not in pain today? Because if he's not, then he's actually really, really good. But those days that his body just doesn't want to act right for him, maybe something just doesn't feel right that day, he looks like a pumpkin. He really can't move out there. And it's really, really frustrating. And that's why I just have not found a way to get to betting Philly too many times. But clearly I've been wrong in that 8-1-1. I knew it was good. I just didn't think it was that good. Number one team, ATS, on the season thus far, the Philadelphia 76ers. Congratulations. Yeah, give me Philly. I'll take any reason not to take Boston, but I really am not certain what this Boston team is. Yeah, they played the 1-1, deja vu set with Orlando, but despite it being a Will Hardy revenge game, losing to Utah at home like that, it just kind of proves that one, Missoula's not as good as some people made him out to be, and he's being exposed for it this year because this roster just isn't as good. He's not getting the same production, and the threes are just not been as consistent. So yeah, I'll take Philly. 231.5 is the total. I mean, is Boston going to do their part today?
Thinking that we see a slower paced game. You talked about the 3-point shooting. Obviously, is the thing that Boston does, but they just haven't been making at all. And I think that's probably because of the drop off they have from after Derek White and Jalen Brown go to the bench. I mean, you're bringing in Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, who a bit erratic at times, and Anthony Simons has shown the propensity to score 20, 23, but then he has those games where he just can't throw it in the ocean. So I think the defensive intensity and the guard play will be better for Philadelphia, on top of limiting the possessions to get Joel more involved. Um, so it'd be under, but if you like over, like I can see a path to it. Joel getting to the line, scoring with the clock stopped, Boston being efficient in the offense, maybe hitting a couple of threes. So I can see it, but how I envision the game going, I think it'll be a slower paced, half court type of game on both sides.
J Main, nice stat. Celtics 2-4 ATS last 6 game against the 76ers. And then he proceeded to follow it up with both of these are my teams. I am so sorry for so sorry for you in that aspect. Yeah, give me a Philadelphia team total over 116.5, and just say that Philly struggles with the backcourt today, and Joe Embiid doesn't look horrible, but not really a good feel in this one at all. Oh, I have a better feel in the next game. I promise you, I do. And I hope they don't let me down. But first, before we do that, we got to talk about Underdog Fantasy. Let's go ahead and build a little underdog lineup here, Lonte. Let's see. Player props. What's the top prop on the board for you today?
On top prop on the board, if he's playing,
Fantasy projection. I'm sorry. I meant to say fantasy projection.
if he's playing, Lloyd Marketing points.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about that in the next game, but yeah, I love Laurie Marketing.
Higher, Laurie Marketing, 26.5 points.
Yep.
I think that's a really solid play there. Let's see here. What did I like to contribute? I really like, what is Josh? What is Josh? Josh at 21.5? I'm considering fading Ja. I kind of want to. I'm not going to do it. Just give me Brunson. Continue to be the model consistency that he is, and being able to score in this Memphis team, not being able to defend anything, whether it be at the point, on the perimeter, or nothing. So I like Brunson higher, 26.5. I very much do want to consider Ja. Ja's not being serious right now. Like, Ja's not being serious. What's Ja's numbers recently? I feel like I haven't seen Ja play a serious game of basketball in a little while. Let's see. All right, Ja. What are we looking like in best? The assists have been good though. And you could talk me into that. Especially because I'm not sold on the Knicks defense right now. But what was the 11, 21, 17, 18, 8 since Halloween? I think I would consider Ja under 21.5 just because he's not being serious. But it's the Knicks. And everybody likes to show up for the Knicks. So not to anything else you would like to get me off of the John Morant fade here.
Fading Ja or the Memphis Grizzlies right now. So I'm in all favor of that.
Okay, so Ja lower 21.5 or VJ Edgecombe higher 14.5. I mean 13.5.
VJ.
Yeah. 13.5 feels really low for VJ, right? I'm glad we're in agreement there. Although
Yeah,
I really do want to fade Ja. I'm gonna just wait till Ja's not playing the Knicks, because of course he would play the Knicks and I'd be like, and then he'll go off and I'll be miserable later tonight. But because I'm not playing it, he probably does exactly what I said he won't do. So, all right, that's what we're gonna go with. We have Jalen Brunson higher, 26.5 points. VJ Edgecombe higher, 13.5 points, and Laurie Marketing higher, 26.5 points. That is 6.63x. $100 gets you $663 over there. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. And we're also brought to you by a Rhythm. Let's go ahead and cook up the Rhythm Labs here. Let's see what Rhythm's talking about on the slate here today. Wow. Rhythm has picked a side in that Raptors game. They said just lay the 10.5 with the Raptors. They said Raptors by 11.4. So, hey, there you go. They're calling it. They're saying lay it with the Toronto Raptors over there in Rhythm. If Rhythm has a play in it, cool. I can trust Rhythm because Lord knows I don't trust either one of those two teams. Head over there to Rhythm. Make sure you use that promo code SGPN25 when you sign up to get 25% off your first month. Head over there to Rhythm, promo code SGPN25. All right. Next game up, the Indiana Pacers are on the road going to play the Utah Jazz. Utah is on the second leg of a back-to-back as they valiantly fought till the end and lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, but they did cover the spread 4-0. ATS are the Utah Jazz at home this season. Indiana's laying 2.5, 232.5 is the total, of course, because they played yesterday. No injury report for the Utah Jazz, but it's the NBA, so anything could happen. Anybody could not be playing. And then for the Indiana Pacers, you got TJ McConnell's questionable, Talon Pierce questionable, Johnny Furpy's out, Quentin Jackson's out, Ben Mathurin's out, Obi Toppin's out. Yeah. All right. I mean, I'm not fading the 4-0 ATS team at home in the Utah Jazz. And you know what? Second leg of a back-to-back. Who cares? This Utah team gets up at home. They like to play at home. By the way, let me go make sure because last time I had this. Let me make sure. No, wait. Let me double check this stat before I say it. But I'm in on Utah, and nothing's going to change their mind here until Utah proves to me that they can't play well at home. Then that's when I'll stop taking them. But I am not a fan of this Indiana Pacers team. I don't think that they should be laying 2.5 against anybody, let alone on the road. So all over Utah in their slight elevation there. What are you doing, Lonte?
Yeah, I like Utah as well. I think they probably should be laying 2.5. I know they're coming off the back to back, but I mean, what has Indy showed to be warranted a favorite at this specific price? Like, I don't get it. They can't shoot the ball. The 30th in field goal percentage, 23rd in 3-point makes, 29th in 3-point percentage. They're winless on the road. The only pushback I would have against Utah is they have to, or a concern I would have for them is they need to protect the ball. I mean, they're 26th in turnovers, and I think with Isaiah Collier, I think he's being close to being back. Once he gets back, they'll have a little bit more control and less Keontae George at the point guard. So I like Utah in this spot. I think they can win this handily, especially if they have all of their requisite guys, specifically Lloyd Marketing. So I like Utah to get it done.
All right, let's see. Utah 1-0 ATS, by the way, in second leg of a back-to-back this season. So they've already won and covered on the road against the Boston Celtics. They do have the ability to be able to do that again. Let's see. What's this? Tomorrow's got another stat road favorites with the win percentage of 25 or less, or 25-11 ATS since 2010, 15-5 ATS since 2020. Yeah, I just don't think that this Indiana team is any good. I'm not laying the 2.5 with the 1-9 team that is struggling to defend on the road. Like that doesn't feel good. They're 5-5 ATS on the season. Giving up nearly 120 points per game, and they're not scoring. 109. I'm sorry, 107.6 points per game this season. It's 29th in the entire 29th in the entire NBA. I'm not laying 2.5 with that team. I think the Jazz are better than them. I think I talked about it on the show yesterday when I was talking about all the bad teams. I think the Utah Jazz are the better of all the bad teams. So They're giving us a short number because it's gonna hit. Give me the Jazz plus the points on the money line. I think they're gonna win. I think they're going to run that fast pace, and they're going to play right into the game that Indiana wants to play, but the Jazz are going to play better. So, really need Laurie Market in play though, as we kind of foreshadowed there earlier. 232.5. I understand it's easy to kind of think that this goes over, but Indiana really struggles to score the basketball. And that's my one concern, Lonte.
Just go Utah team total over. Regardless if it's on a back to back, I think they got the requisite pieces to be able to score. As long as they can keep Indiana out of transition, I like them to be able to have success scoring against a defense that doesn't have an interior. They'll move Laurie to the 5, and that's where I think he'll have the most success. So, yeah, I like the Utah team total over versus the full game.
Yes, J Main, Utah is 4-0 ATS at home this season. Yes. They said I was crazy for taking Utah last night, and I kind of was because I took them on the money line. They didn't win on the money line, but they covered. I like them to be able to do it again tonight. Plus 2.5 on the money line. Utah gets it done. Last game up. Denver Nuggets on the road going to play the Sacramento Kings. Nuggets are laying 8.5. 242.5 is the total. Injury report. We've got Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, both probable for the game. Domantas Sabonis is questionable. Keegan Murray's out. All right, man. I mean, you've got the Denver Nuggets, who I think are one of the best teams in the league, going up against the Kings. And everybody knows my natural bias to this Kings team. But, Monte, what are you doing?
Yeah, so it's kind of a cop out answer, but I want to see if Sabonis plays. If he plays, and once you said that Murray and Gordon are kind of they'll be ruled in, they're probable. So once all that news hits the screen at one time, we'll probably get a little bit more with the Kings. I'm going to take the Kings on the side, especially if we're getting north of double digits. I mean, Denver's really good. I think they're a really good team. And they've been struggling on the road, though, against inferior competition. I mean, they're 1-2 straight up on the road. Sacramento's covered 3 of the last 5. A lot of those were as dogs. And the times that they have been struggling with covering has typically been when they're small favorite or small dog against more competitive teams. So with this big of a number, I don't know how much Murray or Aaron Gordon kind of will play. I think Aaron Gordon is still nursing a hamstring injury, and that's something we saw kind of deter him in the playoffs. But Sacramento, I think they can be feisty with their guards. They do need to rebound the ball better. I mean, they're 29th in rebounding, so Joker should have a field day on the boards. But if they can score in the half court and kind of keep Denver from being as efficient, I think they can cover the number. So I'm going to go with the Kings to cover.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can get there. I'm not sold on this Kings team. I'm really not. I don't think they particularly do much well. They score the basketball okay at times. And, they got up and were able to keep up with the scoring of Denver last time. Denver put up 130. They were able to put up 124. They got the cover. But, I mean, if I'm going to continue to pencil Denver in for 120, 130 against you, I just don't think that they're going to consistently be able to put up that scoring output on this Denver defense. I think the Denver defense is really, really solid. And they have a great game plan there, great length. They can get into the passing lanes. They force one of the most turnovers. Yeah, I think they're going to put up their points. I like Denver team total over, probably would be a better play, but I'm going to stay on the Denver side of this. I just don't trust the Kings defensively here to be able to get stops, and I think Denver will be able to string together multiple possessions of stops at different points in the game, and that's how you can get a cover here. So I like Denver to go on their runs, and I just don't know if the Kings are going to be able to match. Kings 4-6 ATS on the season, Denver 6-3. Denver slightly better in the first half, 7-2 ATS in the first half. Nice little nugget there for future use. Kings opponents team total over is 8-2 on the season. So very good look there to the team total over for the Nuggets. I think that's kind of where I prefer it. If I had to pick between Nuggets laying 8.5 and Nuggets team total over, I'd probably go Nuggets team total over 25.5 preferred. over the Nuggets 8.5, but I'll take Nuggets. I'm just not sold on this Kings team being good. I'm sorry, they're not doing much well for me here. And yeah, I guess I like over 242.5, but preferably the Nuggets side for me. Any thoughts there on the total for you?
Um, I don't know. The Kings defensively, it doesn't move me, and they're going to have to score to kind of keep up with what Denver is going to do offensively, especially if all hands are on deck for Denver.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Let's close things out. Lock dog. We did an underdog lineup during the underdog read. So if you missed that, it's about what, 34 minutes in the show, 35 minutes we did that. Go check that out. Lonte, lock dog. How are we doing today?
Yeah, so I'm going to lock up the Philadelphia 76ers, the minus the 1.5. If you, I generally play favorites in basketball, 1.5 to 2.5 on the money line. But if you want to split your bet, or however you want to do it, I typically go a little bit heavier on the money line, and then like 10-15% more on the spread. So that's how I'm playing it. I'm going minus the 1.5 for Philly. I just think that they'll be ramped up at home. They blew a game at home where they were up big. I forgot who the opponent was, but they blew a game. And I think the familiarity with these two teams, obviously with the being in the same division, I mean, I think that's gonna show up here for Philly. So I like Philly minus 1.5. And for the dog, I mean, I like Utah, but to get a little bit bigger price, let's go Utah to win the game and Lloyd Marketing to score 20 plus points. That's at plus 175.
All right. Man. Okay. You kind of threw me off a little bit because that's how I was going to play Utah. But it's okay because I can't not play Utah today. Lock Utah plus 2.5. Dog. Now I got to play a dog. Can OKC blow this game outright? They do kind of need some more losses on their record, man. I mean, I like OKC, but like, come on, guys. You're not perfect. Who is this that's playing? Who is this that's playing OKC? Oh, yeah. I'm perfectly fine fading you too. All right. Give me the Warriors on the money line. Plus 245. I trust the Warriors today. Everybody's coming back. Yes, OKC is good, but I think the Warriors are good as well. And I think the Warriors are going to have something to say and wanting to challenge OKC and definitely give a good home team an L and their first L on their home court. Warriors have gotten wins in OKC in the past. And so yeah, I'll back the Warriors here to be able to find a way to get this done. And what we'll look at the end of the night being a really good game. And I'm gonna be really glad that I was on the Warriors. So yeah, plus 245 with the Warriors tonight. Not a lot of people are going to be on that. I don't think a lot of people are going to be on that, but that'll be my dog. And then, like I said, my lock is Utah plus 2.5. All in on the Utah Jazz here today. All right, Lonte, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Nah, that's all, man. Best of luck to everybody tonight.
All right. Best of luck to everybody. All of your plays, all your picks. Make sure you check him out at XXLonteXX on X. I'm at really real __. And make sure you give us a follow at SGPN NBA on X. 5-star rating review wherever you get your podcast. And make sure you like the video on YouTube before you get up out of here. With that, that's it. I have tomorrow said he'll be back tomorrow when the Pacers blow him out. Yeah, no, if the Utah Jazz get blown out tonight, I'm gonna be really sick. But with that, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast, just ending like this. We are out of here.